Hello?
Hi, Alex. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm very well.
Oh, that's good. I wonder if you feign not I don't know the word for it, phantasm, fantasticality
Huh?
or
Are you getting
wellness
paid
because
by the F word title?
the I
Or,
am
or the
writing
F?
that
Are you
down.
getting paid by the F sound? Consequently, you're phantasm.
Yeah.
What? Do I act more excited than I am? You mean?
Oh, I don't know if you act excited. I
Okay. Well, the
wonder
reason I'm
say,
asking is 'cause I don't understand what your question was. What were you asking?
do you feign excitement like you accuse me of feigning surprise?
Okay. About what?
Yes or no question. I thought I was the bad
Oh,
at the
yeah.
yes and no.
Sure, I do that. Yeah, I do that all the time. I do a lot of things. I'd like to be better at a lot of things.
Such as?
I don't know, Alex. What are we talking about, honey? What? Are you trying to ask me if I'm not excited to see you, and then you drag me into some
No.
kind of a semantic Ouroboros? What are we doing here? Yes, but what do you mean by me? What do you
Title.
mean by you? What do you mean
What do
you
you mean
What is
myself?
question thought?
Mm.
No, I'm always looking forward to seeing you. I I uh, I never can,
Oh, I don't need praise. No, no, no.
Oh.
This is semantics. In fact, this is Due by Friday,
Oh,
a
no, no,
weekly
no. This is
challenge.
not a thing. You're
Yeah.
not going to do this. No, no, no.
Okay. All right.
No, no, no. We're not going to do a thing where I sit and wait for you to show up. And then
Whoa,
you yell
whoa.
semantic things at me and then go straight. This will not stand. This aggression. You
You
you got to
know?
you got to talk to me first. You got to warm me up a little bit. You got to buy me dinner.
Yeah, no, you know what? You're right. I did not check in with the foreplay. We don't have a safe word. I feel like we used
We don't need a
to.
safe word. Do
Mm,
we?
I don't know.
Okay, you
How
know
would
what?
we
Hang
know?
on, hang on. All right, it's been a spare. Boy, I'm really losing my hearing. It's been a spare. Hello, everybody. At least since I started this recording, it's been 2 minutes and 53 seconds, and now I'm going to realign to follow Alex's lead. Just so you all know. Here's me. Hey, Alex, what's up?
Did you turn into the grandfather of Oscar
Yes.
the Grouch? You're
Yes, the
just
grand. Oh my God, I was worried you would think it was the uncle, but yeah, it's the grandfather. You got it. And
they
what's his
don't
name? What's his funny name?
they don't talk to him anymore.
Why?
Wait, is
Why?
there?
No, keep going.
Oh no, I was. You saved me from a
No, no, no.
inappropriate and unfunny joke, and
I'm
now I want
happy
to
to be
know if
here. You were
Oscar.
you were dissatisfied with my reaction when I was merely happy to see you. So now I'm going with a different bit.
Well, if we want to get back into semantics, are you seeing me or you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, is that something where you would want me to walk you through how the senses work and how we use them in analogies?
Oh,
See what you think of that.
I I I
I
normally would
hear
and play
you.
this out. However, Oscar the Grouch's most notable cousin is Herkimer Grouch, a farmer who appeared in several classic Sesame Street episodes.
Herkimer? No. What is it?
Kimer. And
Is
I
that is
just
that is that
like
is that name based on a Revolutionary War general? Because I think it is.
I that's what I'm wondering, and I think this is something that I need
What made you
to.
wonder that before I said it?
I read Herkimer, and I'm like, is that
It's not because sometimes you'll like go,
Jewish
"Oh, I see.
or
That's
is
got to be
it?
a reference, right?"
Yeah, and especially the most notable cousin implies,
Was it
I
Herkimer?
think,
Herkimer? Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Did I say Herkimer?
No, I didn't mean to imply that, but no, I think I used to have a stamp of this. The Battle of Oriskany was a major engagement of the Saratoga. I'm sorry, I did look on the internet for this. Major engagement of the Saratoga campaign during the American Revolutionary War, and Yeah, because I remember I had maybe I had a space for that stamp. I don't know if I had that stamp, but it was because I was collecting stamps during the bicentennial, and it was they were minting philatelists every day back then. It's pretty good. And I remember it said something like Herkimer at Oriskany. And I remember, that's two words you don't expect to see very often. I was 10 at the time.
No, this is.
But isn't that funny? Because again, mystery memories. Isn't that weird? That's I don't know. I don't know if what I've just said to you makes any sense. But I recognize that name from a stamp, but I don't know anything about it. Completely context-free information.
No, that completely makes sense. I can't think of another example except for The Simpsons, where there are so many references I think are just Simpsons bits, and they are huge pop cultural moments from pre-2000 that I have.
Yeah. And I'm
memory
probably
of.
maybe in a similar way to another cartoon like Warner Brothers cartoons, where the Seinfeld. There's a joke about this, but it is true that like. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in like music and kind of like sort of high culture that we know about, I think at least I know about from cartoons and things like it.
I keep thinking there is a challenge there, but media is death. But like I didn't mean to give you homework, but I was very excited
About what?
that your podcast girlfriend and Richard
See,
Osman.
first, people aren't in that thread. They don't know what you're talking about. And also, I never click your links.
It was an Overcast link. I thought that was a safe.
You just gave me a context-free link. I don't click context-free links.
Oh,
because the problem is
in
when
the
you send me,
thread.
sometimes when you send me a link, it implies that I've already watched it. Is the problem. Because how would I know what they're talking about in that? And then you refer to somebody, hey, everybody, it's due by Friday. This week's... Never mind.
I'm doing this week's challenge right now.
Maybe I didn't get enough sleep or something. But what were we
I
talking
got
about?
no sleep. That might be the
What's
that
that?
might be the issue. I got no sleep.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah.
Did you mean to? Or something keep you up?
The rain.
Oh, really? Rain can be stressful.
Yes, it was really nice, and then it's like, oh, this could be a flooding situation. This
I
might be a
know.
texting Merlin situation. Trick
Oh,
apartment.
no, really? It's that bad? Oh, man, I'm sorry. That sucks.
It's okay. I have a cat. I apologize. Go away. That was the banging. I apologize. I saw the preview in our super secret text thread. I sent you a link to a podcast you introduced me to.
Yeah.
Called The Rest is Entertainment. And it says the Harry Styles conspiracy. But
It's part of that same family of podcasts as the rest is history.
yeah,
And it's hosted by Richard Osman and a woman whose name escapes me that I like. What's her name?
Richard.
No, I know Richard's name. What's the woman's name?
Merlin's girlfriend.
Yeah, okay.
Name. I feel bad. But I was just very excited.
What's her name? Alex?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
And you were pointing me to it because they talked about Claudia Winkleman. Is that it?
Yes. And
Yeah.
they were talking about
And the girlfriend you think
history.
Richard's co-host is the one you call my girlfriend, yes?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cool.
The,
And you found out that Claudia Winkleman, she's been doing stuff for a long time. Is that the thrust of it?
for over 30 years, and they mentioned
her bangs, her shag used to be a little shorter, but she's always done a nude lip.
Really?
I think so. I think she's had a look, and she's always had that. She's always kind of had that, slightly tan bedded complexion. But
Tan bedded.
she's always looked a little bit orange from tanning.
That's
I think that's kind of her part of her bit, a little bit.
I like it.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because did you first encounter her mostly from hosting Traders?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
And
this is that thing again. This is I gotta officially just call this what it is. The Chevy, the what do we call it? The Chevy Chase phenomenon. Like, because I know her from panel shows, and then I was like, oh yeah, and she hosts that Wackadoo Traders show. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the inversion of yours in some ways, probably.
yeah, but
She's so funny and silly though. On like there's a gosh, one of my all time favorite episodes of I think it's a Fat Quiz or one of them, but where she's on a team with David Mitchell, and she's really funny. She's on a lot of things, isn't she? She's kind of charming, and don't you love her outfits?
wonderful. Has the now I'm just looking. This during the show I
Are you
end up
attracted
looking
to
at
her?
pictures of.
Are you attracted to Claudia Winkleman?
I don't know.
Well, how would you
am
not know? I think she's very attractive. I think she's very charismatic. When I say attracted, I don't mean like, it doesn't always mean in a gross way, but I think she's attractive.
not gross. I am attracted
bang
to
shaming
her
her?
whole. That is what I was thinking of, but
I couldn't live with that
didn't-
haircut. It would drive me crazy.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
lose my mind. Well, just because it would be getting caught in your eyebrows all the time.
I think that's why the 2000s emo swoop came to prominence amongst teenagers.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Because we could just flip it out of the way and pretend that we were hot. Because now, yes, I think her bangs are hot. I'm going to take a bold, brave stance.
Okay.
I like her shaggy bangs.
Shaggy
and-
bangs. That sounds like a reggaeton hit.
Sugar. Oh, I can't do a fancy
Not anymore, you can't.
black man voice. Well,
Pete Hegseth's bringing that back. You can do Jamaican again. This week's SNL was outstanding. Beginning to end, the entire thing was outstanding. Ashley Padilla, oh my God. Every episode, she's accumulating more and more power. Anyways, that was the reference I was making. But yeah, and so tell me about Claudia Winkleman and what you've learned.
the rest is entertainment, I think, is underrated when it comes to like sneaking in the rest is history media bits, because I had no idea just how when I say toxic talk shows are in Britain, I mean, which I would think would be the opposite, because, you know, fucking Graham Norton, but they go over the history of like, oh God, no, the BBC, they hate talk shows, they're a disaster, they make no money, and
You mean talk shows like a morning talk show or like a Mike Douglas, like light
all
entertainment
of them.
kind of talk? Oh, okay.
Yeah, versus panel shows where you can have that
yeah.
structure, and it is just like the opposite of current American, or at least what I know of American broadcast. I don't even know what you would call it, because they make such a distinction between panel shows and talk shows, which I did a big dig dug on it. And
that's because, like, in the way that it's like, for example, there is a lot of this jargon that you only hear if you're kind of like paying attention as an outsider. But like things like watershed, pre-watershed, you hear things like light entertainment. You know, there's these terms that I think those are to me like not just industry terms, but like very meaningful industry terms for those people that work in that area.
exactly,
Like, you know, pre-watershed is their version of what in the U.S. we would later call, you know, family hour. Like you're not going to show violence before 9 p.m. You're not going to have like there's all kinds of stuff, and that's why like on some shows you'll hear like, you know, pretty florid language as opposed to other shows. And I think they're all considered light entertainment. But even that term, that's not a term we would ever use in America. It sounds like faint praise.
I
think Doctor Who is considered light entertainment.
I don't know.
I bet it all. See, the thing is, this is like all these little missing pieces. Because I bet all of this stuff makes tons of sense if you've grown up with the BBC or, you know, the broadcasting in England and in Britain in particular. I'll bet you get used to what all this stuff means.
I have been trying to find a good, not necessarily Adam Curtis style, but like a deep dive on public broadcast. See, it's not even really called public broadcasting in the UK, but
it's. I mean, that's the problem. Is like analogies sometimes break down when they're like either too far away from what we're talking about or not close enough. And like the system is just so different here versus there that the names don't really apply in a meaningful way, right? But you're asking this question a lot. I can't believe they're paying for this fishing show, or I can't believe that you're very interested in how it gets funded. It sounds like.
Yes, and how it's, I mean, funded, but also, when I say sustainable, I also mean like these people are doing so much,
A lot of
or
hustle.
rather, like they have like what sort of scheduling they have because they have like different unions and stuff like that
Oh,
versus
really?
the
Wow.
US. Yeah, I mean, again, I do not know the details, but you can do like Channel 4 and the BBC doing for profit versus, on what is it called? The Auntie. Do they still call it Auntie?
Auntie
Which I
B?
learned about from the
Yeah, I
Crown.
think so.
Auntie. And like the closest thing they could compare Claudia to was David Letterman, which I thought was wild because for an American like an analogy, I'm like, wait,
Huh.
what? Right?
Really?
And I just don't know because I have
But
not
isn't
seen
she at this point
stuff.
kind of most famous now for doing the dancing show?
I don't.
I mean, didn't she like kind
The
of famously
traders.
co-host that for years?
The most famous, according to them, is something that I am really unfamiliar with, which is the Christmas program that would air every year. Like the BBC, like she would host what is called it's just called the Christmas program,
Uh huh.
and that
Oh,
includes all of like would do the interstitials of now here's this episode or now here is Doctor Who because I think one of the greatest British traditions is just hanging out and watching TV all day. That's
again, it's a
my
different
happy
culture. The
Christmas.
Christmas number ones, all that kind of stuff. Like it is, it's so different over there.
I want a paper crown. I
You
don't
never
know.
had one? You never had a cracker?
No, never had a cracker.
Oh, I've had some crackers.
Polly wants one.
Okay. Yeah. You pull it, and you get a little crown, and all the usual stuff. You've seen Taskmaster. Yeah, you get a bad joke in it, a useless toy, that kind of thing. It's all part of the spirit of the season.
Thank you for letting me hijack
No, not at all.
my enthusiasm over the history of British talk shows
Well, and
that
I haven't
are
heard
wild.
what you're describing, so I mean, I'm not in a position to say whether or not a David Letterman thing makes sense. The part that seems so different to me, though, is it's not a phrase that I love, but you can think about it in terms of brand building and how, like, well, David Letterman ended up representing a certain kind of brand, but in some ways it was for his apparent failures as much as it was for his successes. Ditto in some ways for Conan O'Brien. Where, like, when David Letterman does something now, it's not that it's a thing, it's that it's a David Letterman thing. Whereas I feel like with Claudia Winkleman, at least in the stuff I've seen, it's not like a vehicle for her. It's more that she just really, this is not meant as faint praise, but she's so versatile that she can slot in to things as diverse as the dancing show or Traders or what's I don't even know what her other famous stuff is. It's so, I have such a weird education in this stuff. It's so bizarre. I'm on a huge binge with QI right now. And that's given me yet another angle into all of this. You know what I mean? In some ways, it makes, if you're going to go on this journey, which I don't recommend necessarily, like QI makes a lot of sense in some ways because it is kind of a monad for a modern panel show in some ways. And especially one that's like meant to be like kind of at cross purposes with what it seems like it is. I'm just not making sense. And this is not going to make sense to anybody. This is such an obscure topic.
It is less obscure than individual episodes of Taskmaster, and I think just
It's less obscure than individual episodes of Taskmaster?
which we discuss often, and this
When you
is
say things like that, how am I supposed to feel? Is that supposed to console me, or it's because it kind of sounds like you're chiding me?
no, I am not. I am not
What is it
chiding
you're
you.
doing?
I'm saying I think that this is like the bigger Taskmaster is. I need to stop saying logistics porn, but that's in the big like circle of what did you call it? Or what is it called? Not soft entertainment.
Oh, light entertainment.
Yeah,
Light
light
just look it up,
entertainment.
find out what it means.
Yeah,
But the lore is all kind of important because like there's also that whole sense of like here's what the BBC is, here's what it's for, here's our obligation. The paying the license fee and all that stuff. It's so culturally different. But I don't know, man. I like disappearing into these shows. I like being in a little world.
I just realized that I think what really piqued my interest in it, like hit me at the right time, especially their comparison with David Letterman. So I'm like, I really need to watch your stuff now because I do not that's really interesting. And I truly don't understand the UK's relationship with talk shows or how they define them other than Graham Norton. But because so much of Taskmaster has started to remind me kind of SNL in the way that if you don't know why it's especially funny, like if you don't know that like a certain character breaking is part of the bit, or if you don't, I don't know, thinking of the John Mulaney and Stefan jokes.
Did you see this week's episode? Did you see what they did?
Oh my God!
Did you see the bullying sketch? There's a sound that Ashley Padilla, a 3-syllable sound that Ashley Padilla makes in that video that it's about as happy as I've been in a really long time. Yeah, you think I care about lunch number 2? Oh. And you know what he says? I can barely hear it. You got to rewind to really hear it. Ryan Gosling very quietly says, "That's a lot of spaghetti." I don't want to eat it in my car. No, because I imagined that's what you're referring to, because that one is like, there's so many levels going on in that in some ways, and not even levels as in like comedy levels, but as in like, oh boy, what is the one thing everybody knows about Lorne? Well, he's done cocaine with lots of famous people, but also that he does not like it when people break. And about the last thing in the world I think that he wants is to open a window into a lot more corpsing, as they call it, across the pond. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's different when some people. And did you ever see the 30 Rock? Well, I think it's got to be 30 Rock. Yeah, where Tracy Morgan figures out that he can break to get laughs.
Yeah. Yep.
Ha ha ha.
Tina.
That's such a great, well observed bit. But yeah, just that so here's my take on that episode. This is my guess. This is what I think happened. I think that is, and I saw, I think that must have been a little bit of a hit or a sensation, that sketch. Because, people think it's funny when Ryan Gosling breaks. It is very funny. Did you watch the whole episode? Did you see like the Cyclopses? Did you see that?
I don't know. I watched.
God, the whole episode is just so goddamn funny and tonally perfect for that cast. But like I suspect what happened was that's a sketch. I bet they knew from the beginning that here's going to be the thing. Anytime, so there's these notes, and you're going to need to know the sketch. We rehearse the sketch. We do it in order. We do the things. There's going to be things to read, and I'll bet they knew ahead of time that for this sketch, everybody in it who has to read something will be reading it for the first time. That would be my rule of thumb for this, is like, including, and this is what made it so triple funny, is Mikey Day. I got a feeling Mikey Day had not seen that.
I think he hadn't seen that, nor did I think he.
Bro looks like he's in his 40s. He's caked with makeup. His wife's picture fell out of his wallet. She looked almost exactly like Jelly Roll.
And who knows what Jelly, like, it's, oh my
Jelly
goodness.
Roll. I like that guy. But doesn't that seem, because like here's what I don't buy is like, even maybe there were times where I just knowing what I know about John Mulaney and Bill Hader, who are both, they both just seem like, oh my God, that must have been such a neurotic room to be in. Those two guys, they have their own neuroses in like complementary and very different ways. And Bill Hader's talked a lot about his like extreme anxiety that affects him like to this day. That's why he didn't go to the big reunion. Like he had anxiety, he couldn't go. But I imagine the two of them, and here's what I kind of doubt that John Mulaney, like even with all the cocaine in the world, like ran up to the cue card guys and went, "Hey, look, change that to this." Like I think that's way above his pay grade. Like at the point of it going to air, like you would get fired in a heartbeat for that kind of shit in a show that has that much on the line. You know what I mean? Because there's all the blocking stuff, and I don't want to be a pill about it. I don't think this makes it less fun to say there is an element of planning and an element of improv. I don't think that hurts it at all, but it's just, I find it implausible to believe that even the first time, I don't know, that would have been pretty risky. Because if anything went wrong with a lighting cue or a cue card cue, or if something went wrong, like, and I don't know, there's all kinds of ways that can go wrong because that thing runs like a Swiss clock in a lot of ways, right? So I bet that with stuff like Stefan, I bet Hader knows there's going to be stuff up there he hasn't seen, especially after the first one. But doesn't that seem more plausible without making it's no less funny? The idea of, quote, changing the script on them is actually very unprofessional and mean. Instead, saying every time a piece of paper is handed to you with longhand writing on it, it'll be something you haven't seen. So be ready and incorporate it with what's on the cards, is my guess.
Oh, I completely agree.
I don't think they were just improvising that whole thing.
No, I don't know if that Ryan Gosling set. I think that Ryan Gosling sketch might have been the exception. Like maybe some things like, hey,
the
Cecily,
school one?
When they're in the classroom, like, hey, you're going to be.
Oh, for sure.
That's why I was gobsmacked. Did you watched it live? Did they have not
the
like the
graphic.
Chiron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When that first came up, I read it, and I was very much enjoying what I was seeing and wasn't thinking about it too much. But as soon as that came up, honestly, my immediate thought was, oh no, something went wrong, and they've got to show what they shot, because apparently I believe they shoot dress rehearsal, because more often than you might guess, they have to play something from dress because it didn't work out to get there on time or something. Anyways, I figured that was like something from dress that they were going to cut out, and they realized too late that there was something in the letters or in the notes that was offensive.
I was like, did you think breakout
that?
Was
exactly. It
literally
was sort of, yeah, right? Yeah.
like what did the nukes what's happened?
I'm not sure how they could have done that better or differently, but you know, man, Ashley Padilla is so fucking funny.
I do think that she has gained power with that
they
cast.
Keep giving her, but it's weird. Like you forget that Chloe Fineman's even on there anymore. Like Sarah Sherman still gets a lot of stuff, and like I don't know. I've read the Tom Shales book. I'm vaguely aware of how Saturday Night Live works, and I know that for a long time in the past, if you wanted to, like, especially like in the 90s, if you wanted to be on the show, you had to write stuff for yourself and your little team of people. But so I don't know how much. I don't really know. I mean, I know Mikey Day is a writer. I think Mikey Day. I think he wrote the George Washington. He's written a lot of the really good stuff in the last few years. I think he wrote the George Washington thing, or at least co-wrote it.
Yes, notes, because he tells the story on, oh my goodness, on Seth Meyers. And man, Seth Meyers and Conan get great stories from
they
SNL
sure do.
cast.
Yeah.
Part of what intrigues me
Keenan, who loves those big four-headed women. Oh my God.
Wait.
I don't think you watched this episode. Keenan does a very funny thing during Weekend Update.
I've only seen do they not have all of it on YouTube?
All of whom?
Concert. All of the SNL episode on YouTube. I mean, it's cut up into sketches, but
they got a lot of it up.
It might be. Yeah, I'm
just glad I got my confidence back because of that plaque psoriasis.
The
Please tell me you watched that. Did you?
and then I ended up watching Chonk like 3 times.
Jonk. But you saw it. We don't know what it was.
Chonk.
We don't know what it is. We don't know what it was. Oh my God. It was so fucking good. I love the laughs.
Your assertion, not assertion, but for you said SNL is funnier live, and I was like, no, it's my Sunday morning show. But I was at a Ludo concert. It was really great. I'm gonna put their new album in show notes. It's really good. But so I wasn't watching it live, but I got out of the concert and had so many texts. I'm doing the thing where it sounds like I have a lot of friends, but no, just people so excited, like, oh my God,
About
Ryan
what?
Gosling's here. Ryan Gosling doing bits on SNL.
He's very funny.
Yeah, and I'm like, I gotta go watch this. And right away, I'm like, ooh, I think I missed the commercials when it's like a fully holistic episode, which is an odd thing.
I
to
tend
say.
to let it catch up a little bit. I like to. Now, my kid is adamant about, like, if we're watching live TV, we must be completely caught up. I don't think because of any kind of second screen thing, but just because I think that's how his brain works. But like, and I get that. Like when we're watching hockey, we'll go back and, like, watch a fight, but then like go back to live after that. But I do skip over the commercials a lot because the commercials are pretty bad. But I like all the little, I don't know. There's just, we talked about this a few weeks ago, but it's just, for me, it's something I've been doing since I was, well, less frequently when I was 10 or so. But, as I've gotten older and been allowed to stay up later, I do really,
Good for
I like,
you.
well, because like what I'm there for is the energy of it being live, and it's not like I'm not hoping for a car crash or anything, but there is something about, watching somebody making something for you as they're making it for you. And then if you're like me and probably a little bit like then you start going, oh, I see. They put the musical number there because they're going to have to do all this makeup for this. And then that person's not in at this point. And you're like, I'm always amazed at how that's all put together. There's a pretty good video I put into the John and Marlowe list on YouTube, Science and Infrastructure Adjacent Videos, a really good tour of Studio 6A by some cast members from a few months ago. I think it's for like Architectural Digest or one of those, like where they tour places. And it was really, really good. If you like behind the scenes stuff, like seeing like, all the wigs and the masks and all the figures and like all the different things and the way. It's just so incredible to me to think about what that real estate in Rockefeller Center costs and how much infrastructure for that show actually resides adjacent to the studio. I'm sure they have, and I've heard that they've got like just, warehouses in New Jersey. Like they need this particular game show set. They're not going to leave that right. They can't keep every game show set like in Manhattan. But it's pretty wild though to like think about, God, there's just all these like, just seeing the wigs or the costumes and all that and how it has to scale up over time. There's no chance you've seen this, have you? Where the woman's explaining like how they can see who's worn what item for what bit. They have like it's almost like a library card back in the day. You can see like who's like used this Dolly Parton wig over time and stuff. It's really neat.
I don't think I've seen that one, but
I'll find it for notes.
This video, but I have seen they almost it's like a file. Like a they've got like this, not a Dewey a little bit like they have this.
Well, no, it's like, do you remember, like this probably is before your time, but it used to be you'd have a card in the book that you take out and you'd stamp the date that it's due back, and then the person would write their name on the line, right? So like when I worked at the library, we still had that system, like when my work study job, and in fact, I checked out a book of the collected poems of A.E. Housman that had also been checked out by my best friend's dad in 1966, which is kind of cool.
That's very wholesome. Whereas I was going to say that we still had that in my middle school, and I would just look and see if my crush had read the book, and
that's not weird. I mean, it's weird. It's weird within normal parameters. What were you hoping she'd read? You just any book? You just start picking stuff up and.
Okay, honestly, that was part one.
It's
The
not creepy if no one
Outsiders,
knows about
the
it.
Westing Game.
Mm.
What was another one? There was a really Stargirl. Should just list all my favorite YA books.
My God, it'd be so creepy. You just come and like sit down at the lunch table, never breaking eye contact, and you've got like a wheelbarrow with every book she's ever checked out. Look at this. What a coincidence, huh?
Oh, if someone did that to me, like when I was 18,
Yeah.
I would have married them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we confuse our strong emotions for sure. I think we all do. Yeah. Boy, what an unsatisfying episode. I'm so sorry. QI's fun though, because now I'm getting it with QI. Like with I've been watching, especially.
Wait, give me the log line for QI because
It's
think
not
I'm
what it
wrong
seems
about
at
what this
first. So
is.
QI, at least for the first few seasons, is hosted by Stephen Fry, and it's 3 panelists plus Alan Davis, or as you say, Davies, is always, he's the permanent person on the panel. But I watched so many episodes before I had even the vaguest idea of what was actually happening with the show. In the same, I think a great example of that here is 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, where like people who can mostly be 60% with me on this stuff will put on that show and just be like, I have no idea what's happening on this show. None of this seems like the actual show. But in this case, it's hosted by Stephen Fry, and each season of the show is a letter, A series, B series, so forth, and they're all like W now. And now Sandy Toxvig, I think her name is the host now. She's great, but. It's the show's QI, which means quite interesting. And he ask you a pretty hard quiz question. This usually turns out, and you're supposed to respond in an interesting way. This is really boring to explain, but and if you give the obvious answer, a klaxon, a siren goes off, and the answer blinks, and you look like an idiot, and you lose points. So at the end of the game, the person who won might be a person who has only -2 points.
This sounds like a more fun version of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. But
it's a similar idea, I think. But but it's Stephen Fry, and he's one of my guys in that sense.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of like the way I like people like Kevin Kelly or whomever, or Oliver Sacks. So people who really do seem like very interested in stuff, and he is really knowledgeable about a lot of things. And it's a lot of fun.
My gay daddy, my bipolar gay daddy, who loves Max and
Who are you talking about?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Stephen Fry. That's my first.
Has he
note
told
card.
you that he has a bipolar disorder?
He made a whole documentary about it.
Okay, and he's your daddy.
It's yes,
Okay.
yes.
Are you supposed to call your daddy, or are you supposed to ask who is your daddy? What are you supposed to do with your daddy?
Call
your daddy. Is that the podcast with the woman?
Yes.
Who's your daddy?
Yep, her name is Alex, and she also has a documentary about her.
Okay. You love documentaries.
I do. I
mean, as an idea, you don't like any individual documentaries, but you like the idea of them.
I watched half of My Best Fiend this morning, and then it made me sad, and
Yeah.
I watched the Ryan Gosling.
It helps to appreciate that episode of documentary now. It does help to have seen a little bit of My Best Fiend. To really appreciate all the Werner Herzog jokes in that, you have to know everything from Grizzly Man, through, Wojciech, or, obviously Fitzcarraldo, all that kind of stuff. But Klaus Kinski was a handful, apparently. Quite a handful.
Oh boy. In a way that isn't.
See the one where he's supposed to be a little person?
No, not the full thing.
But you might have seen the scene. It's in some. It might have been in the one where he eats the shoe, but it might have been. I feel like it might be in My Best Fiend. But there's one where he's supposed to. I forget which movie it is, but he plays a small person, and the camera's just running, and I don't know how Werner Herzog did it. I don't know how he puts up with that guy.
I mean. That's why he's Werner Herzog. He works with. He doesn't just cover unhinged weirdos who I do think are fascinating. They all have a clear through line with
Oh, I got a documentary for
hyperfixation.
you.
Is it his new one? I'm very excited about the
No,
ghost.
well, no, it's one I really enjoyed it. I consider it the dessert course to his career. And it's this guy doing a documentary about him and going back, talking about his movies, but also going to back to where they were shot. Like where he shot the, like, even doors started small, where the car is spinning out, like showing here's the courtyard where we shot that, and da 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 da, and of course talking about when he got shot with the air rifle during an interview and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, going back and talking about Klaus Kinski, like right up to the end, like Klaus Kinski was like threatening to kill him and talking about how terrible Werner Herzog is. I got a cold plunge on Werner Herzog before I ever knew who he was, which is there's a really good film series that students and ex-students ran at New College. And so like every Friday and Saturday night, they curate like a film, like a 35 millimeter film. So they get these like Janus films. That's how I got hooked on that jittery Janus logo. So Aguirre Wrath of God was my first Werner Herzog, I'm pretty sure. The one with the TV
wow,
Minister I saw in the
seen
theater, but that was the first one I saw in a theater. God's Angry Man is the first one I ever saw in a theater, but I'm pretty sure Aguirre Wrath of God, kind of high, sitting in the teaching auditorium at New College, was the first Werner Herzog for me.
Was that a good? So that was a good experience. I'm just trying to.
I mean, kind of. I mean, in retrospect, I don't know. I'm calling it a cold plunge. There's all kinds of things about Werner Herzog that are fascinating, but like I found that to be kind of a difficult movie. Just it was kind of, it's one of those movies, I don't know, where partway through you start to feel like you're a little bit crazy, with the.
Yeah, I mean, about most of his movies in a good way, but I have not seen.
That's why I kind of want you to at least check out this documentary, which I'll find the name of in a minute. But it gets into these things where like he's generally speaking fairly resistant about like being too pinned down on like if he has a thing that his movies are about or what is this thing about or whatever. But like when you look at it from like a 20,000 foot view, you do start to see some patterns that are fascinating and do seem to comport with his personality, starting with something as straightforward as, well, we live in a pitiless universe where, and where there are people who will try and, make things happen in this world without pity, but ultimately we're all going to be probably mowed down by nature at some point. Something like that.
I think he has kind of not just accepted, but talked about that. He talks a lot in like gives.
He writes a lot too.
Yeah.
Such how to forge papers, steal a camera.
This. I don't know why I decided to go on a big Herzog morning after
big Herzog morning.
Okay.
It's a late entertainment show that Alex and I host.
My morning with
Welcome
Herzog.
to Big Herzog morning. As usual, Werner Herzog is not here.
Well,
Werner Herzog is on assignment.
I mean, because most people, there's like the kind of a Herzog industrial complex where, Grizzly Man and Into the Void.
Into the Wild.
No.
The one with the volcano.
No, that's Cave of Cave of Forgotten Dreams.
Cave of Forgotten Dreams is the one about the old painting in France.
Yes, I am thinking of oh my goodness, the Into the Abyss. There we go.
That's the volcano one.
No, that's where he talks to the inmates on death row.
Oh,
and
have you seen the one about auctioneers?
I don't even know.
He did one
of
about
that
auctioneers. He came to the United States. He's fascinated with auctioneers. So he goes to this aucauctioneer like
Even
competition.
that is such a good.
He's just like, he's just gonna go do a thing, It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating.
Just he's so weird.
Yeah.
I love it. And another just. He's a logistical nightmare in that when he pulls it off, and usually does, or at least now usually does.
Well, he survives it, but
Yeah.
I mean, we can't get too cute about the number of people that he's harmed or whose life he's endangered over time. I mean, his dreams are not without somebody's cost.
Oh, I mean I didn't even realize the first 20 years how like there wasn't just like just putting a ton of indigenous people in danger, and whether or not he did or did not like empower a bunch of little people who seeing clips of that then like literally take over an asylum. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. The I don't know, the way we were talking about like it goes back to motivation again. I'm
yeah.
like, is this how much of this is about you and how much of this is about them? And
But it's one
compared
thing
to
that
other
this
people
is,
who
I'm
are
pulling this
inspired by
straight out of my
something?
ass, but I think, oh man, I should think before I talk. A lot of us go through life thinking, okay, I encounter questions about things, and then that causes me to ask questions about things, and I try to find answers about things. And this is straight out of my ass, but my gut is that there's ways in which he's similar to the rest of us, and that yes, he is interested in these questions, maybe slightly more unusual or slightly different angles on questions than most of us would have, but he very much is interested on those kinds of questions. It's just that the movie that he ends up with, I don't think he's uncomfortable with it doing very little except asking more questions.
Yes,
And
that
which is
is
pretty
very.
different from here, let me explain to you why this thing happens.
And I feel like one could take that on a surface value of him. Yes, he is literally asking questions in his delightful narration, but really you're just like, what's the there's more to Grizzly Man other than a bear's gonna eat you if you go pet a bear too much.
Yeah, I'd say there's more to it than that.
Well, I bet
I'd say there's themes about humanity's struggle with nature that run through a lot of it. Yeah, I'm thinking that we can make the pitiless world appreciate us if we talk to it nicely.
and, and
That's not how bears do.
that's not bear's gonna get you. And oh god, who is free? Oh, Free Solo. That's the I think of like a grizzly man versus a Free Solo, which is
Like movie
a
versus movie.
very the
Approach versus
documentary
approach.
where the
No,
guy
no, I know. I'm just trying to ask you what when you're like, is it a comparison in approach or like subject matter or like what do you
feels
contrasting?
in subject matter it almost feels like the Free Solo guys, that almost feels like a very Herzog type thing. And the director even talked about how he went into this asking like, what can man conquer nature? And I'm like, is that a interesting question, or is it just an angry man climbing a rock? And you can take a lot of things from that.
I'm willing to give my response
documentary.
to that now. Would you like to hear it?
Yes, yes, please.
Man or humanity or however you choose to frame it, people certainly can try to, quote, beat nature, but anytime you're beating nature, it's useful to ask whether nature is actually really trying right now.
Yep.
Because
And
maybe you're mostly probably just lucky that there's not a tornado today, or there's not a sinkhole under your car today, or any of those other kinds of things. Because I think that's the deeper point Werner Herzog is making, is like, it's not just pitiless to Alex Honnold or the people who run the Barkley Marathons, or to Timothy, I almost said Chalamet, Treadwell, is that his name? I'll be really impressed if I remembered that. I mean, those are all people who are pretty sure that they can beat the system, with nature. And I don't know. I just think, I don't know. I like that he shows that side of it. And I like that he's what I recognize anyway as a sort of German approach in some ways of like, well, I'm not going to like sand the edges off of this. Let me get this out of the way quick. There is the documentary that I am suggesting as a dessert course. If you already like, I wouldn't consider this a great introduction to Werner Herzog for just reasons, but Radical Dreamer, 2023 documentary. I highly recommend. 2 videos on YouTube that I also really like. I don't know. I run hot and cold on this guy sometimes. Increasingly, I'm a little cold on him. I think he's smelling his farts. But like Stories of Old has 2 really good videos on Werner Herzog. One called The Inner Chronicle of What We Are, and the other one is called When Two Filmmakers Make the Same Movie. And that's the one talking about the Volcano movie and how he did it differently than the other people.
Okay, yes. Top of queue.
And then, like, I don't know if it's just, it's sometimes I almost feel like it's helpful to go like, if you don't care about any of this, but like you're willing to just try one thing, honestly, if you want just the like kind of the uncut shit of like, well, how did Werner Herzog ever end up on Parks and Recreation? And like, how did that ever happen? And like, what made people like Roger Ebert, like so kind of, and me so obsessed with this guy? And I got to say, documentary Burden of Dreams, which is by a different director, named Les something that I can look up, but it's his documentary about Herzog making Fitzcarraldo. So if you've ever heard the story about needing to like take 2 boats to the jungle and carry one over a mountain and all that kind of stuff, that's for making Fitzcarraldo. 10
times more than the actual boat the film was based on, or the.
It's all. Yeah, you could tell that boat is not fake, and that slope is no joke.
I saw
Burden
that
of Dreams, very good movie.
For any Werner Herzog's actual stuff, and it was like,
really?
oh yeah. Well, the same way
because it's a documentary.
I thought Hearts of Darkness.
What's that guy's name?
I forget.
Oh, no, I'll look it up. I feel bad because he's done several things. Really, that's interesting. Yeah, it's weird. And again, this is partly just an artifact of living in a time before, having access to almost everything is like, it's catch as catch can, like what's this, what's on PBS tonight, or like what's available at the Repertory Theater, or like, there's all those kinds of things. You just, you didn't used to have access to like clicking a button and then pretending like you knew everything about 25 Werner Herzog films,
And
that sounded defensive, and I didn't mean it to be.
No, it did.
I've earned this. I've earned my snobbery the honest way.
No, it's aspirational, and I think exciting.
Les Blank. What a great name, Les Blank.
Les Blank? Is that his name?
That's the director of Burden of Dreams.
Ooh. I know this guy. Oh, yes.
And you get to see when originally it had Jason Robards and Mick Jagger. That didn't work out. They shot a bunch of stuff with Mick Jagger and Jason Robards.
I don't remember if this is in the documentary or I read it. Maybe it is in Burden of Dreams, but he was also trying to get Jack Nicholson to do it, and he was like, "No, man, I don't want to leave LA. Nah, how about a soundstage? Nah," which would be a very different movie. And
of Fitzcarraldo.
Yeah,
and I hope to shout. But yeah, it's almost like, I don't know, it almost reminds me of something like the experience of Marines on Paris Island, where you're like, well, it's not that we regret inconveniencing you or making this difficult. Making this difficult for you is a big part of why we're doing this. If the movie, I guess there's a part of me that wonders if the movie were that easy to make, I bet he probably wouldn't be as interested in making it.
That was, I don't know why I know that. Notes, Alex, your computer friend is telling you to find the interview where Werner Herzog talks about that, because it was
what's happening right now, Alex? Who are you talking to?
I am talking to myself in the future when I look at the transcript and ask my computer friend to find.
And that'll be useful context for you. What about this part where I'm asking you about it? Will that be useful too?
But
listen, hey, future Marco. Hello. Goodbye.
Started listening to hey everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Listening to a tech podcast live is fun sometimes, and it's my Wednesday night treat.
Yeah. They're not as bad as they seem, those guys.
Yeah, I think that Casey guy.
I think I'm going to start damning my friends with faint praise more. They're not doing much for me. I'm always lifting other people up.
No, you didn't. You didn't click on a link to Overcast.
Shoulders come in pairs.
You know they don't.
Like thruples. I assume. I mean, two hands.
I was going to
waiting.
say.
Yeah.
You're a serial monogamist. You don't know. Don't steal that valor. Don't. That's their lived
Are
experience.
you doing kind of a Kathy bit when you chide me like that? Is that the idea? Is that I'm supposed to like, you're chiding me? Is that it?
I am
chiding? You sound like
chiding
you're
you
chiding.
about making assumptions about thruples. Yes.
Oh,
I didn't know there was
you're saying I oughtn't do that. I should really get the facts firsthand.
Well, listen to the lived experience. You know, a mile in.
It's never the people you want to be polyamorous who are polyamorous.
Who said that
Chris
first?
Fleming.
The really
It's never the people you want to. You know what I'm talking about? Show Pig. You should check out Chris Fleming. He's very amusing.
I want at the Palace to be more popular than it is.
I saw a couple nice articles about it.
Chris Fleming's HBO special.
Yeah.
Also, Sarah
I
Sherman.
don't think it's his best. I thought it was good. I think Hell and Show Pig are funnier personally.
Hell is my favorite. I think if someone is like, God, you guys got to stop talking about
Yeah,
Stewart,
no, that one goes down pretty easy.
Stuart Lee.
Yeah.
Yes. And you get a little glimpse.
Get introduced
like,
to Tom Fat Cat.
Wait, what's his?
He's on the old yellow
Mark?
plan. But it's also fun that that's a continuation of a bit that starts with Show Pig. The bit about, hey, this is Todd from Bid Show TV. Do you want to live in a well in our yard and produce viral videos? We'll give you access to our font database. Let's see. I ask about my Herzog timeline. I'll probably be able to find some screenshots of this. Maybe there's something Herzog-y in there somewhere.
I will save it for the after show, but that
I'm exhausted by the time we do and no fault of yours, but it's just I've been realizing I've been really phoning it in on challenges, and this is not a new observation, but it's just weird that I have not operationalized my old observation, which is I'm pretty wiped by the time we get to picking a challenge, and then B, like as soon as the show's done and I'm edited everything and done, it's like kind of falls off the screen until, I got to get engaged. I got to get re-engaged. It's not your fault. As far as you know.
Dugga. Would you like to talk about the challenge?
Let's talk about the challenge. Digga.
This week's challenge was to stretch, and I'm doing it right now again. Doing a big stretch. This came about because of I don't even think I said this out loud, but not having energy at 3 p.m. despite my giant thing of Monster and I've got Monster, I've got Diet Coke here. Oh boy. And I just remembered a previous challenge we had where we used what we called alien balls that was like a self shoulder massager that
where the balls roll around under like a little cushion thing.
Yeah.
Shiatsu.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the term I always hear used. And I cannot begin, there's a lot of things where I'm meant to feel bad about saying something and I don't particularly care or it seems weird. I'm not comfortable calling that shiatsu for a variety of reasons, but that's what they call it. It's big balls rolling. Proud Mary, keep on toining. And you smash that down and the balls, they crunch down hard. Hard balls, hard ball spin. shiatsu though. Is that what that is? Is that really shiatsu? That sounds like one of those. I don't know. It just sounds like one of those things where we just yoink a word from another language and never update it.
It's not something I did a
What
dig on.
shiatsu is.
There's
Let it begin with me.
there should be a like a B- tier Netflix documentary, like the one on Bikram yoga, when
That
everyone's
guy.
like, let's just call it hot yoga now. Let's stop. Okay, we don't need to be cute about it. It's just hot yoga.
Was that the guy who was kind of like that guy?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
all
No,
the
I
great
think you've
cult
answered.
leaders.
You've answered it fine.
Yeah. And I then remembered, I was like, I do not like this. I don't like the lactic acid, that I still don't really understand how that stuff works, but like coursing through me, because it can like literally make you high if you don't like.
I think of lactives. I don't know why, but I think of lactic acid as something runners are supposed to avoid because it gives them cramps. And it might be something from wine. Tell me about lactic acid. What am I missing here? No, you're probably right. I'm not correcting you at all. I'm asking for just more. Yeah. Keep going.
No, I think it could be both, because it also sounds like milk, and I need to remind myself it's not milk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You love that acidic milk.
Num 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 num. See, now I'm looking at things up on the internet, and Google just acid produced by muscles and red blood cells during anaerobic metabolism, aka low oxygen conditions, to generate energy.
Yeah.
So that is
But you don't get it from aerobics. So you don't get it from running? I don't understand. Here's what shiatsu is. Shiatsu is a Japanese, this is from the internet. Shiatsu is a Japanese clothed, floor-based massage technique. It literally means finger pressure that enhances energy, what you call chi, flow along meridians to balance the body and mind. So I don't think it's about electronic balls.
Oh, no. So it's...
I mean, I'm not here to stand for shiatsu. I'm not here to I can't speak to that. I won't speak to that. I can't. I don't have the training. I don't have the background.
It's pure information,
Well, I mean, in as much as an quote AI overview from Google can be relied upon for these things.
Going to the Mayo Cleveland clinic, it is... Mayo
Cleveland sounds like a 50s boxer.
No, wait, the Mayo Clinic, that's where...
Well, Mayo Clinic's in Minneapolis, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cleveland. But Cleveland's the guy from that TV show you like.
The what one? Who?
Family Guy. Isn't his name Cleveland? You don't see color.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. See, I don't know why you think I like Family Guy.
You do bring it up a lot.
No, I bring up American Dad, and I bring up Seth MacFarlane.
That's the one with the gay alien.
Bisexual, and then he had a revelation where he's pansexual. I got
zebras.
Got that one. Oh, Chris Fleming.
It's my son Jakob. Raising him bi. This is my wife. Her name is also Jakob because of the Christopher Columbus implications. And so you're intrigued though. So are you thinking you might be interested in like getting our bodies manipulated by appliances again? We could buzz each other. I saw there's the time we buzzed each other. Is that what you're thinking? To get us engaged though, you're thinking we get something that rubs us?
Oh, we could get engaged, and we could go back to the Pavlok situation, which
Pavlok.
Now luckily the FDA removed the I dug on this. I'm like, wait, so now you can shock other people with a Pavlok without their knowledge. Like before, it had to be, you'd get a little like bleep bloop, like, oh, Merlin's gonna shock ya, and then you hit okay if you're a weirdo on a podcast, and then be like, it's my smart.
Well, they're saying they changed the terms and conditions, and now you put it on, and anybody's allowed to shock you. I'm not sure I understand.
Not anybody. I mean, you do have to consent to a person being.
Is this something you've read recently?
Yes.
Okay.
a couple weeks ago.
Okay, that's cool.
But
Seems like it'd be popular at those conversion facilities.
I that's why I was looking. It came up because of research for a project I was doing with like a ECT. I'm like, okay, wait. So like with ECT, which is what we think of electric shock therapy to help your brain if you're bonkers. There's all sorts of medical stuff.
The therapeutic, for better or for worse, the therapeutic medical way of zapping somebody to like reset things, right?
Yes.
As opposed to like, as we learned from that Philosophy Tube video. Wait, was it Philosophy Tube? Is that who did that video?
I have not
Abigail?
seen the conversion.
But like,
yet.
you know, as opposed to like, hey, mom and dad love you very much. Let's go to this place and have your body electrocuted while you look at violent porn. That'll fix you. And then you'll be okay in the eyes of the Lord.
Yep. Seems like the legality of that and just being able to shock somebody that
Sounds to me like you want to be shocked again. That's what I'm hearing.
No, what I was
You want me to set you straight,
getting
so to speak?
to how when lactic acid, I will find the thing that's explains why if you get a massage, you can basically get high if you're so tense.
Oh, I see.
And so I'd use the
So
bulb.
it's something about like the liberation of the lactic.
Yeah.
That gives you like a little buzz.
Yeah, and I did
I've heard
not
people
like
talk
that.
about getting massages and like, I don't know. I've only had, I think, I know I've had one, and I feel like I must have had two massages, and like it was a little stressful for me in some ways just because of how I am. But I've heard people say like there's it's not shiatsu, but what's the one that like releases energy and you feel pain and that kind of stuff? Is that shiatsu?
I mean, there's Swedish, there's deep tissue, there's a
You got
whole
Rolfing. Rolfing releases emotions.
menu. I mean, there's the chakra, there's the aura, or there's someone who's like, hey, do you want me to let's fix your scoliosis like that?
Oh, it's a chiropractor probably, huh?
No,
It's all about balance.
no.
Oh, sorry, I was making fun of chiropractors, but continue.
Okay, good. Bad.
Yeah. Good, bad.
That was my spouse has scoliosis, and Matthew was like, my dad.
Probably
he
from
goes,
carrying you like a baby.
I wish. Oh no, you said baby, and then it sounded weird.
Oh, it's so cute with you all wrapped up, like you normal sized, but like in a little outfit.
Oh no, I would want to be. I would want to do the 2/3, like not lose
Do the
weight, just the
2/3.
2/3 size. Yeah, because
You smaller being carried.
Yeah.
Would that be part? I don't know. I didn't know that was part of the speculation. That changes everything. If I get to pick what happens to you and what size you are, that gives me a lot of options. I'd put you in some pockets.
You'd need a tactical vest. I mean, 2/3 is still a lot of Yeti.
To carry Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, a tactical dad vest, you mean? So you could take a bullet if you had to. Have extra rounds. Tactical dad.
I'm having an ECT moment right now. I don't.
Dad. He's a tactical dad. He's got all the things that he needs, and he's very masculine. Childcare.
It's slipping into MacGyver's. No,
Stewie. I'm doing Stewie. I'm stretching right now, and I can really feel it.
Doesn't it? Oh, fuck. And this is like the yawning. Oh, see, you're doing it.
Well, what? What's the matter? It seems like almost everything I do upsets you. I mean, you wouldn't be the first person, but...
No, not at all. I do
you
get
have to line up behind my
frustrated
family.
I get frustrated with myself because I have the yawn reflex where if someone even now I'm struggling not to yawn.
You'll be okay.
Because
Well, then you could just yawn and it'll be over.
No, but I'm a big yawner. Like it's too much. It's like if I was burping the whole podcast. It's, a couple times it's cute and then it's, oh fuck. See?
I think you might give yourself a lot of trouble by over preparing for what you think is going to be a bad thing.
Oh,
I think you do that. I believe in you. If you yawn, I think you will be fine. You're a big yawner.
I'm a big yawner, and I have improved my yawning because with the whole there's a theme here with the whole being tense situation.
Hmm.
Yawning hurts sometimes because my jaw is too tense, and then it hurts
It's a whole
because
thing with you, huh? It's all
I'm a
connected.
little bit, I'm a little bit tightly wound,
The rest
literally.
is all that's holding it together at this point.
Oh yeah, and oh god, but stretching, oof.
When you decided to stretch this week, did you do something organized? Did you have any kind of like a thing, or did you just what was your how was your week of stretching? What did you work on?
I went back to the apps, as they say. Not they don't say that. That's dating apps. But there was this app I really liked peak COVID where I had to be at my desk for like 12 hours called Wake Out. And this is not a endorsement for Wake Out, but it's this app that it's like, okay, you're not going to work out. This is just going to ping you to do stretches, but also we're going to show you what stretches to
Oh,
do.
neato! And it comes up on your phone.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I loved
Wake
it.
out. All right.
But I was then allowed to be unchained from my chair of my desk for a little bit and went back to doing the what I think was maybe the original challenge. I think we were kind of talking about Apple Fitness Plus,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I
I've
used
never
that.
utilized it on Apple TV, and I have a Apple Watch, and I've got a phone and stuff. And ever since I stopped riding my e-bike, I haven't really done anything regularly for fitness. But it's always seemed weird to me. Like when I hear people like Casey talk about it, like I'm always like, huh, I wonder why I've never done like Apple TV workout stuff. And not for any other reason than just like it seems neat. Like it seems like something that I would like, and I like the fact that your watch is what enables that to happen. It's like even just from like a dumb tech standpoint, it's just kind of odd to me that I've never done that. And I'll get to it on mine, but then I get a little intimidated by the people. But it is really neat.
I
Now you're back on the
really
apps.
like the idea of Fitness Plus, and then I don't live alone, but I live with cats and another person, but I still feel weird. I feel like they are watching me, and I don't. But then it feels weird if it's just one of the one-on-one meditating sessions or the yoga sessions that are basically just stretches, which
I
is
wish I
what
could find the one that was just stretches. All the thumbnails were very intimidating. They did not look like stretching people.
it.
They look like I don't know. Put your third eye on your yoni kind of people,
Uh,
or your
leave me
lingam,
out here with my yoni.
my yoni, my lingam, my son Jakob.
The, and this is where I'll do the unseemly thing and address the audience. If anyone has a suggestion for just a simple, like, because what the problem with Wake Out, it both in shitified, as in like it got more expensive and got ads. It was like, okay, I will pay for this thing. It is great. It is worth it. And now it's just bogged down with like it wants
Special
to
offers.
utilize your screen time. Oh boy, I will find a way to put
No.
screenshots.
It's okay.
It's
I'm just
very
asking
funny.
because it sounds like
Yeah.
the value of it was it just kind of pops up and like you don't have to think about it. You're like, hey, time to go do this thing, and like wherever you are, you can do it. Right. The value of that is the friction free part of it.
Yes, and it had what I the relatively friction free and relatively few options. It was are you sitting at your desk or are you
Oh,
standing at
oh,
your
that's
desk or
cool.
are you yeah, it
So
was
you could do it.
great.
It will probably weird to do on like a streetcar or train, but like you could do it at your desk.
Yes, that is primary like the primary purpose and like initially what it was for and what I used it for and they focused on pain relief or like pain prevention so that I wouldn't, have my shoulders touching my ears because you can't look at the chimneys when you're at your desk. And that was my week of stretching, and it felt really good. Basically, just doing.
Okay. So you were using the app again?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's
How'd you feel about it? Did any good come out of it?
I genuinely feel really good, have less headaches. And to be real, sometimes like with hallucinations and stuff, screen time, like literal looking at a screen can after a while fuck with my brain a little bit, and
It increases the
actually
likelihood of
doing
you
hallucinating
yeah.
and the whole or at least a lot of doctors are like, look at a screen for 20 minutes and look at the wall for 20 seconds, and that has never really not it's never worked for me for whatever reason. I don't know, I haven't interrogated it, but just like every hour doing a different kind of stretch that is
Oh, wow.
not it take it I intentionally don't think of it as mindfulness because then it gets into the whole mindfulness, and then the whole semantics of I don't okay, I'm watching the leaf on the wind and flow in the water.
Yeah,
and now
I avoid saying mindful. If I really mean presence of mind, I tend to say presence of mind because I do think it does mean something different. But also my gut is you lose people when you say mindfulness. Also, like it bugs me that it's come to mean so many things that it's not. It's kind of like a new version of Zen.
Yeah, and this I just liked stretching your quads when you've been at a standing
What's your
desk.
quads? What are those? That's a leg thing.
Yeah, those are the backs of your legs, which I only use. Do you use those when you're riding a bike? See, I don't fucking know. It just says
Well, I think we use
like
almost
this.
all of our body almost all the time, really.
I believe it's 1% of the quad. 10%
You only use 1% of your quad.
Oh no, the quad is the thighs because
Okay.
the Olympic guy, the quad god from the Olympics.
Lindsey Vonn.
Right. I
Okay.
know the guy. Oh, I don't remember.
So that's cool, and so you get a little surprise. You get pop up, and it says, "Hey, it's time to stretch this thing, do this thing."
And it just had it randomized to do things that would make my neck and shoulders feel better, which sometimes included leg stuff, and it worked.
Yes.
And I will keep
That sounds
doing
positive.
it. And the only reason I really fell off is because I started doing, quote, real workouts. And I'm like, I can sit for 6 hours and it'll be fine because I'm going to ride a bike later. It's fine. It's fine.
Right.
But anyway, I'm done. Oh, sorry. I'm doing the unseemly thing and asking people for recommendations. If you just hey, here are some stretches. Here's some really.
So you're asking not for apps, but for ideas for stretches to do that would be good for you.
Or yeah.
Send Alex a stretch, you guys.
If it's literal, yeah. Even if it's just like a literal list, and I'll put, I have like made little timers before for other stuff, and it's just.
Well, make sure you don't get punked.
It's
What if somebody gives you some kind of impossible stretch and you end up popping something?
you know what?
It's bad OPSEC. You got to be careful. You got to vet that. You got to have a clean room.
You think there might be like some secret chiropractors in here who are like, oh, I'm gonna.
Ooh, I'll
crack
screw up their
yourself.
alignment.
Ooh.
I was like I say, I keep telling myself that it's because I've been wanting. I'm going to start over. I've said on this program for a long time a thing that could certainly be taken as a joke, but it's not a joke. I want someone to stretch me. I would like to be professionally stretched, and I would like to be professionally crushed a little bit. I feel like, you know how sometimes if you want to like loosen a muscle, you start by tightening it? Because the
Yes.
tightening is what allows you to identify the muscle.
Yes.
And that's, and I'll just mention in passing, I feel like I've always sort of had limited success with that whole, like, let's relax your body one part at a time. There's just something about that even when I was a younger person always seemed a little bit, I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I have my own ways of doing that, but it just always seemed crazy to me. I didn't, but I couldn't do it. I get intimidated. There's one meditation lady that I like a lot, a lady with the tattoos and kind of like curly hair. I like her. I've done her in the past.
Is she in Apple Fitness?
Yes. Yeah, I've done that on like the phone, but honestly, I've kind of cheated it and kind of did that actually as more like a relaxation, go to sleep kind of thing, which feels dishonest. No, but the thing I've been doing, and so I still haven't done anything with Apple TV. I got a lot of problems with Apple TV right now. There's a lot that's frustrating. But what I've been doing is a thing that I'd already been doing that I told you about a little bit, which is doing stuff like in the doorway. It's hard to describe, but like sometimes, I don't know, I can't always count on my energy to be ascendant or descendant at the same time as other people in my household. Like sometimes I'm just kind of like getting a little bit of a second. I mean, I'll usually have like a pretty low energy time after like 1 or 2, but then sometimes by the time my family's kind of like wrapping up for the night, I'm like kind of getting a second wind. So I sometimes will like pace around when we're watching TV. And that's when I try to remember, like, I should do some stretches. So I've only really done this one stretch that I kind of just made up, but it feels so profound that it makes me think I should do more. So like you imagine, like, get your arms out, put your hands above your head straight up. I'm going to do the reverse claspy thing where you kind of like turn them sort of, you know what I mean? So your right hand's on the left. And then all I'm doing, I'm just holding straight up. I'm not doing anything difficult. And then I'm just kind of slowly leaning back. And the extra weight of my hands up at that angle is kind of pushing down a little bit. And I can feel things start to pop and unlock a little bit in the lower to middle back area. And I like that. And then I stick with it a little more. And I do it some more. And then I'll stretch in the doorway like I'm trying to tear it down like Samson or whatnot. I'll do that. And I won't hang from the doorway, but I'll do like sort of like stretchy things like that. And then I'll go back and do that original army stretchy thing. And I get so into it that I almost fall over. Isn't that interesting? That's a good stretch. If a stretch makes you fall over, like I'm so into it and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to keep doing this angle. And I think I can really just sort of ride it out.
You could.
I haven't fallen down yet, as far as I remember.
This is the origin of, they're going to, by they, I mean a big Netflix documentary. This is going to be a clip at the beginning of your origin story for door.
Like when they first show up and find that cult woman covered with Christmas lights. You're thinking like it's a cold open?
No.
Like this is how it ends. It ends with Merlin falling over while he's watching hockey. Whoa. Whoa. I'm so relaxed. Help.